For the adventurous, for the backbone of America, for those who rise early and rest not, for the weary traveler. Welcome to the Squatch Risk Trucking Podcast, where we dive into the world of trucking. Whether you're just starting or a seasoned vet, join us on this adventure. We're journeying into the heart of trucking, where legends are born and the asphalt stretches into the unknown. This is where bravery and freedom collide, where truckers aren't just truckers, but explorers of the vast, untamed highways. So strap in and buckle up, because you're about to get squatched.
Hey guys, welcome back to episode 17 of the Squatch Risk Trucking Podcast. I'm your host, Dakota Kaufman, and in today's episode, we're going to be talking about navigating UIIA, intermodal loads, how to get set up, how to manage it, how to do all of it. So a little bit about UIIA. I mean, if you're watching this video, you probably know a little bit about it. You're researching it, whatever, but it's intermodal work. It's for the ports, right? So all the stuff that comes in on a shipping container or at a rail yard or whatever, but it's the shipping containers is essentially what it is. And it's a little bit more in depth to get set up to go into the ports or go into the rail stations and pick up those loads. Most of the time it's dedicated lanes, and so it's dedicated money, stability, that type of stuff. About 95% of all imports, for like freight yard and ports and stuff like that run through IANA. So let me tell you what UIIA is and what IANA stands for. So IANA is Intermodal Association of North America. Well, I forgot to write down what UIA is. And then UIIA is the Uniform Intermodal Interchange and Facilities Access Agreement. And so UIIA is just that division of IANA. No, that's a lot of acronyms, but that's how they have it set up. So there's a lot of potential in UIIA stuff. And usually what we see with our customers that do UIIA is they have a lot of stability. There's a lot of cash flow stability. There's not the slow pay issues that you deal with a lot of times. So there's a lot of opportunity in UIIA to get some dedicated lanes to help you grow and scale your trucking business. If you're wanting to grow your trucking business and have good cash flow, I would say UIIA is one of the best ways to do it. But it's a little bit of a process to get set up and to get rolling in it. So we're going to talk about that in depth in this video, the regulations, the insurance requirements that you're going to need, how to get set up. And I'm going to link a lot of resources in the description below about resources that you can go to on UIIA to get your application filled out, and that type of stuff. Our first segment, let's talk about the significance of UIIA in streamlining your operations and reducing some administrative burdens. You have a uniform set of rules. It's always the same every time you go pick up a load there. It's like I said, it's stable. It creates stable money, but there's also the aspect of it's going to be the same rigmarole every time you go through that port, right? 95% of North American equipment interchanges are managed under the UIIA. And so that's just people that own the shipping containers, right? The intermodal containers, that's the equipment interchange. 95% of North America equipment interchanges are managed under the UIIA. So there's plenty of opportunity there. There's plenty of loads there. And so it's a great field to get into, great niche to get into. But let's get started with UIIA. So there's some steps that you're going to have to take to get registered with UIIA, and you can third party that out or you can do it yourself. It's pretty simple to do, and their website spells it out pretty well. And like I said, I'll link that in the description below. But as far as getting set up, it's not too cumbersome. You just need to make sure you have all the right stuff, get your SCAT code, and make sure you have the right insurance stuff. You're going to have to input your basic company information to them. So that's just company name, address, email, phone, and fax. You're going to have to get a SCAT code, and that's set up by the National Motor Freight Traffic Association. And I'm going to link the link below where you can go and register for your SCAT code. It's on nmfta.org if your company does not already have a code assigned. You're going to have to be active as a carrier on the FMCSA. So if you're not active yet, you're not going to be able to get your SCAT code or get set up with UIIA. As far as I can tell and as far as I can read, there's no restriction on years in business to get set up with UIIA stuff. It's just a matter of getting everything in order, but you do have to be active in the FMCSA system and have an active insurance policy before you can get a SCAT code or get set up on the UIIA website. All right, you're going to have your EIN, your tax ID number or your EIN number handy. You're going to need to meet all insurance requirements of UIIA equipment providers that your company wants to do business with. And I'm also going to link in the description the insurance requirements for each equipment provider. It's just a PDF document with a bunch of carriers on it or a bunch of equipment providers on it, and it'll show what they require, whether it's 60,000 trailer interchange or whatever. But another thing to keep in mind about your insurance is this. Actually, if you have Progressive or if you have Knight Specialty, a couple more carriers probably too, but please make sure that they cover the insurance requirements for UIIA equipment providers. So that policy has to cover scheduled and hire or any autos and must include the UIIE-1 or the CA2317 endorsement. And with Progressive, I think that's a state-by-state thing. Some states they'll do that endorsement and some states they won't. It depends on the writing company that your policy's with Progressive. So that's just something that you'll need to check your policy for. So while there are specifics for each UIIA equipment provider, here's just the general requirements. And it's going to be at least $1 million in auto liability coverage, listing all trucks under the company's authority. General liability for bodily injury, personal injury, and property damage. Coverage of $1 million per occurrence and $2 million aggregate. Cargo insurance, most of them are only going to require $100,000 with a $1,000 deductible on your cargo, though that requirement's going to depend on the individual equipment provider. And so you'll just need to know which ones you're wanting to do loads for and carry for. And then you're also going to have trailer interchange insurance for damage to equipment not owned by the trucking company. And again, this varies by the equipment provider, but the vast majority require less than $50,000. It's either $50,000 or below. That's usually, I know there's a few that have $60,000, but like I said, it just depends on which equipment provider that you're going to be hauling for. So just double check that when you're getting set up. There is a UIIA annual fee, and you can pay that by credit card or check or ACH. And that fee costs $385 and it's annually. Now, let's talk about some tips about being successful in intermodal work. Here are a few tips to be successful in intermodal work. Get an insurance agent that knows the UIIA, that's set up on the platform, that type of stuff. Make sure that they can manage your COIs efficiently and get stuff updated the right way. And then don't outgrow your lanes or fall short on your lanes because you will lose them. They'll replace you with somebody else just like that. And so make sure that you're not outgrowing your lanes because then you'll run out of money for a truck that's not running a lane, right? Or if you fall short on your lanes or you fall behind, making sure that you have that ability to not do that because they'll replace you really quick. All right, guys. Well, this is just a quick overview, how to get set up with UIIA and some stuff that you can do to make sure that you're successful at it. It's pretty simple. It's dedicated lanes. It's good work, steady cash flow. But I'm going to link several links in the description below, the application packet, the UIIA insurance requirements, equipment provider coverage checklist, and then how you can get insurance coverage for UIIA. So I'll link all those in the description, guys. We appreciate you. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks, guys.